right now on a special edition of 13 Action News, starting education early.
I want him to be prepared for kinder, and I want him to learn.
The new bill that could make pre-K accessible to more students.
And ringing in the Lunar New Year, a look at the traditions around the valley.
But first tonight, an unusual day of weather in the desert, from rain to snow flurries. As you can see, officials say snow hit Mount Charleston sideways, closing down the visitor gateway here. And in Summerlin, snow and hail this afternoon. Many of you sending us videos today.
And 13 Action News anchor Yasmin Hassan has been out there talking with people all day, taking it all in.
Today didn't look or feel like a day in the desert. In fact, the weather has been so crazy today, it forced downtown Summerlin to postpone the Dragon Parade. It's being pushed back to tomorrow, but today things were crazy, especially on the west side. We saw rain, we saw snow, we saw sleet, and then a little farther to the west, out in Red Rock, we saw consistent snow for, I would say, hours on end. We saw a lot of people driving out through the scenic loop, pulling over to take pictures and just enjoy the sights, saying that it was definitely worth the drive out.
You don't get to see snow that often, especially not in this area, not here in Vegas.
I didn't know it could snow in the desert, honestly.
So now that things seem to be drying off, the main things that we're dealing with is wind and dropping temperatures. And Dan, it actually feels like it's definitely cooler than we're used to.
Yeah, absolutely, Yasmin. Temperatures are dropping tonight, and that is allowing all those rain showers we're having around turn to snow. And you can see, looking at radar, to our north and also to our west, now leaving Pahrump, nothing but white. That means snow is falling in the lower portions of the valleys. We still got some rain in Arizona, but look at the valley. We are dry. Things are drying out, but that doesn't mean we're not going to see anything. Still, winter weather advisories for the mountains in Clark County. A winter storm warning still issued until the morning hours for Lincoln County. And yes, wind advisories until 10 o'clock because winds are going to be strong, even in here in the valley, even though we're not under an advisory. Look at these winds, sustained near 20 miles an hour. Gusts could exceed 25 overnight tonight. That's going to make it feel even cooler. And yes, lows tonight, we're talking the 30s. That's not it. Colder temperatures moving in. That forecast is still coming up.
Here tonight is Deborah Bissell. Just 3 weeks ago, Deborah's parents, Gerald and Sharon, were burglarized and shot to death in their Reno, Nevada home by an illegal alien. I will never forget, and I will fight for the memory of Gerald and Sharon, that it should never happen again.
Well, President Trump using a series of murders that happened in northern Nevada to fight for more security at the southern border wall in the State of the Union address this evening. Well, police say the suspected killer, Wilber Martinez Guzman, is a 20-year-old immigrant from Salvador who's in this country illegally. Well, officials say, though, it's still not clear how or when he entered the U.S. His next court appearance is Friday.
A Nye County boarding school teacher is now out of jail after being arrested for allegedly beating students.
Well, this stems from investigations into abuse claims at Northwest Academy in Amargosa Valley. Well, a number of students told sheriff's deputies about alleged force used by teacher Caleb Hill. Well, Hill's attorney says his client is innocent, and although Hill may have disciplined students in the past, it was not to the excessive level of force the sheriff's office claims.
The fact that now you have like just one, not one, but a whole school full of kids that have some sort of difficulties or troubles, it's quite a task to keep them on task to go to school and get their education.
Well, 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter right now is digging through some of these reports. He's going to have more tonight at 11.
New tonight, it's an issue that affects everybody here in Southern Nevada. The legislature is set to make big changes to education, specifically for the youngest students.
And 13 investigative reporter Joe Bartels now shows you how lawmakers are set to tackle our education problems.
Well, there is no question that education is a huge legislative priority for lawmakers here in Carson City. And one of the topics being discussed is pre-K education and getting kids off on the right start. It is early education that has shown it can pay dividends, pre-K education. And parents like Veronica Gorestieta say it's time.
I want him to be prepared for kinder, and I want them to learn.
Lawmakers are hearing the request loud and clear, and just days into the new legislative session, a Senate bill has been introduced that would create a dedicated account to pay for children at least 4 years of age in classes of no more than 20 kids for at least 25 hours of classroom instruction per week.
When we have conversations with the executive branch and with the Senate, we'll work on those education budgets like we always do.
Assemblywoman Maggie Carlton, who represents parts of the east side of the valley, says lawmakers are focused on the governor's agenda to overhaul education in a big way.
You never know how things are going to develop. I mean, we've got 497 budgets to close between now and June. I've got, 117 days to go.
The newly introduced pre-K bill is just in its infancy and still has a long way to go before having a chance at becoming law. Joe Bartels, 13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas.
And we are raising the bar on Southern Nevada's education.
The number one thing we think is the most important is making sure people have all the information.
How one program is making sure parents have everything they need in order to make sure their child is successful.
And happy Lunar New Year, everyone. We're going to have a look at the special traditions and also what this holiday is all about.
It's the Lunar New Year in Las Vegas's Chinese and Vietnamese communities, and tonight's celebrations are going on all over the valley as we ring in the Year of the Pig.
Yeah, I'm certainly jealous of this assignment because 13 Action News reporter Sasha Gomez spent her day eating her way through the holiday, and she also learned what the holiday is all about.
Well, for starters, you can't have a Lunar New Year without food. From the noodles to the dumplings, there's meaning behind them all. But really, the New Year is about spending time and celebrating with family. Now, for the children, they love this time of the year as they go to each elder and ask for red envelopes inside with lucky money. And tonight, all across the valley, they're doing just that. It's the Year of the Pig, one of the 12 animals associated with the Chinese zodiac. And for Dao Wong, it's all about the lucky red envelope.
Usually the elders, they'll give them to the children or actually anyone who's not married.
Many Chinese Americans like Dao Wong says family time is a big part of the Lunar New Year.
My favorite thing is to spend time with family.
Chris Tomkavage spent his Lunar New Year lunch in Chinatown. He has so much respect for Asian culture and understands family is big for them.
I think it's just deep rooted in their culture. I mean, the family tradition there, you know, I mean, you gotta look, 1 out of every 7 people in the world is Chinese.
U.S. Census numbers showed there are more than 40,000 people of Asian descent right here in Las Vegas. Dell says she spends most of her time working right here at Joyful House Chinese Cuisine, where they are preparing for large crowds this holiday. What do you marinate it with?
Ginger and scallion.
A centerpiece of the Lunar New Year is the food. Each dish has a different meaning. The live Maine lobster represents energy and power, paired with noodles for long life. And besides eating all this delicious food, you want to make sure that you were red for good luck. And for this chef, he says all he wants is
money.
The fabric of the Lunar New Year can be found all throughout the valley. At the Venetian, many came together to begin the 15-day festival. But for most in the Asian American community, say cleaning out their homes and spending time with family is the core of what this holiday is all about. Sasha Gomez, 13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas.
I like, he said, what do you want? Money.
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 Money, food. That sounds like a wonderful holiday.
And we're wearing red.
We're wearing red. And by the way, Sasha and her crew, they were very generous in bringing back some of that delicious food to the newsroom.
That's right. And I had some of the lobster. I think that gives me more energy.
Yeah, I think
said.
so. Yeah, that and the noodles too.
Long life for the noodles. All right. Well, getting parents involved in their students' education, the program helping parents improve Valley schools.
And also the future is here, why hotel room keys could soon be a thing of the past.
Well, getting involved in your child's education is a key factor in their success. But with so little time, most parents don't know where to turn.
And 13 Action News reporter Brian Callahan now tells you how an organization right now is trying to put critical information at your fingertips.
Behind me is Diaz Elementary. It's got 4 stars in the district. It's considered a shining star. But just half a mile down the road, essentially right next door, this is Cortez Elementary School. It's only got 2 stars, which leads to the main question from parents. When it comes to comparing them, how can 2 schools so close together be so different in results?
Oh, what do we have here? 2 stars.
Yeah. Tamika Henry has struggled in the past to gather information so she could pick the best schools for her 4 children. Now she's a huge proponent of the Great Schools All Kids website.
It's very important. You want to see how the school is performing and how your child can fit in at that school.
That information can be hard to determine from just the star ratings given for each school. But when digging deeper, it can cause confusion as terms like adequate growth percentile, SBAC, and student engagement can sound like a foreign language to any parent. That's where Opportunity 180 came in to make things easier to understand.
The number one thing we think is the most important is making sure people have all the information.
Putting data in parents' hands is one of the key ways the organization hopes to increase the number of students attending high-quality public schools.
Right now, 68% of kids in Clark County are in schools where less than half of kids are on grade level in any subject.
The organization says their vision lines up with Superintendent Jesus Jara's recently announced goal of getting rid of all 1- and 2-star schools in the next 5 years.
We need to leverage our parents and this entire community for us to move forward.
Henry says she uses the tool to look at how the school can help her children, like her daughter who has a strong interest in science, math, and aviation. She says the most important thing for parents to realize is you're not always bound by the district zoning, with options like zone variances, magnet schools, and open enrollment.
You know your child better than anyone. And if there's a school out there that is better for your child, you know, apply.
The site doesn't just give parents the ability to see how the schools are performing in key categories, but also how they're performing from year to year so you can determine if it is moving in the right direction. It also provides reports on each grade level at the school, so parents are able to ask the right questions of the principals and teachers.
I think the best question I would ask is what role can I play and where do you see how I fit in helping my kid learn? And if a school has a really good answer to that question.
Brian Callahan, 13 Action News, raising the bar.
And we here at Channel 13, we're on a mission to raise the bar in education, but we need your help to do so. So if you do have a story idea, send us an email to raisingthebar@ktnv.com, and also be sure to please include your name and your phone number as well.
Well, take a look at these pictures out of Lee Canyon. The resort says they got a fresh foot of snow overnight. The new powder bringing their total from the storm to about 21 inches. An avalanche mitigation is taking place and chain restrictions are in effect in that area. So if you're driving up there, make sure to check the road conditions. It is certainly pretty, though, to look at.
Yeah, it is pretty. And Dan, you know, got to give you all the credit in the world. Yesterday, you were talking about that sort of snow line being right at Red Rock, Summerlin area, and that's kind of right where it hit today.
Got lucky.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. All right, you know, we got some snow still falling in some lower areas of the desert right now. I want to get to that and take a look at your radar. See that little bit of snow north of the city? That is over the Sheep Range, but some of that could roll in to the valley, and we are cold enough just above the surface right where we live. That snow could easily fall to the ground still as we go through this evening, and actually more likely as we go into the overnight. But what's less likely? The rain chance. This is dying off relatively quickly, but there's still plenty of clouds back across Nye County rolling in. They're cold enough that once they hit some warmer air to the south, we could see some precipitation fall, which would be snow. Your futurecast showing you some light rain and snow possible the next several hours, but most of the area is going to be dry. We are done with this system, it looks like, as we go into the night. We're just going to be dealing with the cold air left over. Waking up tomorrow morning, some snow flurries back in Arizona, maybe over the mountains tomorrow. We could see a light flurry here and there, but overall, we're going to be dry in the valley. We're just going to be cold, but sunny. There's your good news. Bad news, we're still going to be windy. Wind gusts possibly overnight tonight near 25 miles an hour, possibly up to 20 as we go throughout the day Wednesday. So you factor in the cold air plus the wind, it's going to feel a little bit cooler. If you put your heavy coats away thinking we're in February, well, you're going to have to get them out. We're going to be cold the next couple of days here for Las Vegas standards at least. And then winds will die off by Thursday. Much calmer conditions move in, but the temperature is still remaining cold. All right, so forecast lows tonight. We're dropping them into the mid-30s. 36 degrees expected at the airport. Some temperatures around the valley, definitely below freezing. But hey, you know what? We're not too bad. You look at those numbers well to our north, we'll take our 36 compared to the 13 expected in Tonopah. The high tomorrow, not even above freezing up in Tonopah. We're going to be dealing with the 40s. Yeah, you know, that is cold for us. That's over 10 degrees cooler than where we should be. And we'll be lucky if we even hit 50 in some spots tomorrow. Looking to the weekend, hey, you know what? Compared to that 49, 58 sounds nice. Saturday and Sunday, some clouds out there, but the winds won't be around. Overnight lows will start warming up, but we got some cold overnights. The airport will be freezing. Some temperatures in the valley will drop into the 20s. those heaters, they're going to be cranking. You're going to need those coats. And as you head into next week, we don't even see 60 degrees the next 7 days. So a cool week expected out west here in the U.S.
All right, Dan, thank you. Well, the 2020 presidential race is already making its way to Nevada. Which candidate is making their way to our valley?
And also, we have the top cities to celebrate Valentine's Day, so find out where Las Vegas ranks on that list.
And don't forget to download the 13 Action News app featuring live streaming, video on demand, and interactive weather radar. It's free in the App Store and in Google Play. Stay with us.
Well, looking ahead now, and Democratic Senator Kamala Harris is coming to Nevada. The presidential hopeful is visiting early voting states. Well, Harris is a first-term senator from California. She will be here in Nevada February 28th through March 1st. We're going to have more details on her visit. They're going to be released at a later date.
And Jimmy Kimmel, who grew up here in Las Vegas, is taking his late-night show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, on the road, and he's heading right here at home to our valley. Several entertainment news outlets say it was announced today by the president of ABC Entertainment the 5 original shows will shoot here April 1st through the 5th. No word yet on when tickets will be available. But Jimmy, we need you to come to Channel 13 and do some promos with us.
That's right.
Back in the day, before his show started, he used to come here.
Well, maybe now he's big time. Maybe he won't come here.
Oh, no.
No?
Oh, no. This Las Vegas is always home. He's
All right,
coming
we'll
here.
see. You're welcome anytime.
Call
Jimmy
our news
Kimmel.
director.
Yes. All right, to moving on now. Now to some trending news here. You can now get into your hotel room using just your smartphone. Well, MGM Resorts unveiled their new mobile app today. Another company says guests will be able to book and also check into their room all through this app. And on the day of arrival, M Life Rewards can use a digital key where available, or also print a room key at a mobile check-in kiosk.
Well, of course, Valentine's Day is just around the corner, Todd. I know you're getting ready for it. And Las Vegas is one of the best places to spend the holiday.
All right, so it turns out that Wallop Hub ranked Las Vegas as the 3rd best city to celebrate Valentine's Day here in the U.S. The personal finance website compared more than 100 cities.
That's a no-brainer, right?
No-brainer.
Romantic city.
Yes. All right, well, so the question is a major drugstore chain verifying your age or perhaps gathering data?
I'm 75. I'm about to be 76 in 2 months' time, and they can't verify that I'm not a minor.
So new tonight, a customer claims it's a complete invasion of privacy.
Plus, CBD-infused products are the craze right now. But what about caring for your skin with those products? In our special report tonight, see if folks are seeing results and what the experts are saying. Well, right now we are getting ready for a pretty cold night here in the valley. Today we saw snow and sleet. People taking a moment to check out the winter weather today.
Now that same system is dropping so much snow on Mount Charleston, the Spring Mountains Visitor Gateway was closed. And also there are chain restrictions now on Mount Charleston roads.
And pretty unusual sights today. The weather forcing downtown Summerlin to cancel tonight's Lunar New Year parade. Now this is a video that one of our viewers right here shot in that area.
And of course, such a rare sight in the desert brought so much joy, though, for some kids like this one right here, out enjoying himself in the snow. Why not? And as always, we love seeing your videos, so please send them to us on Facebook and Twitter. That's what it's all about, right?
That's
Being
cute.
a kid again.
Oh, that's really cute. Now let's go to meteorologist Dan Brones, who has a look at just how cold it will get here in the valley tonight. Dan.
Yeah, guys, temperatures will be dropping tonight because of these clear skies that have now moved in, but we still have that slight chance of picking up a little bit of snow here in the valley over the next few hours. Now, when I say a little bit, it's not going to stick to the ground's too warm, but you can see some snow flying. We still have a little bit over the higher peaks of the mountain and a little bit up to our north as well, but the temperatures, that is going to be the main story. Watch them drop over the next few hours. We're talking into the 30s tonight. It is going to be a cold morning. Waking up tomorrow. Tomorrow's not looking like the best day to be outside. We've got some really cold highs and even colder lows to deal with. That 13 first alert forecast is going to have those numbers coming up.
All right, Dan, we'll check back with you. Now to another big story that has a lot of you talking tonight. President Donald Trump just wrapping up his second State of the Union address.
Well, his message, unity at a moment of deepening partisan spite. And Karen Kafer now shows you the biggest issues that President Trump talked about tonight.
The state of our union is strong.
On a contentious Capitol Hill, the president preached unity.
Together we can break decades of political stalemate.
To a divided Congress with Democratic Speaker Nancy Pelosi over his shoulder and scores of newly elected women watching in front of him.
Don't sit yet. You're going to like this. We also have more women serving in Congress than at any time before.
Many critical of the president's demand for border wall funding that led to the longest government shutdown in history.
I want people to come into our country in the largest numbers ever, but they have to come in legally.
President Trump touched on bipartisan topics like infrastructure projects.
Both parties should be able to unite for a great rebuilding of America's crumbling infrastructure.
Cutting the cost of prescription drugs.
It's unacceptable that Americans pay vastly more than people in other countries for the exact same drugs, often made in the exact same place.
And ending HIV in the U.S.
Together we will defeat AIDS in America and beyond.
Trump also touted his foreign policy agenda.
Chairman Kim and I will meet again on February 27th and 28th in Vietnam.
Now, the president and Congress have until February 15th to work together to keep the government funded.
So let's work together, compromise, and reach a deal that will truly make America safe.
On Capitol Hill, I'm Karen Kafer.
Well, Nevada lawmakers brought guests to the State of the Union address tonight. Senator Jackie Rosen brought a three-time breast cancer survivor from North Las Vegas, Tanya Flanagan, who works for Clark County.
And Congresswoman Dina Titus left her guest chair open. It was all to honor the victims and survivors of the 1 October shooting. She says that she did it because more than a year after the tragedy, there has been no gun reform at the federal level. And Congresswoman Susie Lee brought Sergeant Isaac Salvador, a Marine Corps veteran who lost 2 years of his GI Bill benefits for a for-profit college after it closed its doors when he was just 3 classes away from graduating.
Well, right now, investigators are looking into what started a house fire that led to a gruesome discovery overnight. The fire happened near Hacienda and Torrey Pines. When fire crews arrived, a woman was standing outside, and she told firefighters there was still a man in the house. He died at the scene, but crews did not say how he died. Police don't believe there was foul play.
A runner attacked by a mountain lion on a Colorado trail is recovering in the hospital tonight. Now officials are revealing how he fought the animal off, killing it in self-defense. Well, after the mountain lion bit the man's face and wrists, he was able to get his hands around the mountain lion and strangled it with his bare hands. The runner has some serious injuries but was able to find help and made it to the hospital. An animal expert explains why this mountain lion may have attacked.
Mountain lions are ambush predators, so it may be something about the prey that excites them or attracts them to that.
Well, the Colorado Parks and Wildlife officers say that right now they're investigating to try and figure out exactly why that lion attacked. In the meantime, officials say the runner luckily knew exactly the right thing to do, and that is not acting like prey and instead fighting for his life.
Well, from Contact 13, if you're relying on your tax refund this year, you should be aware that it might be really late. The IRS fell behind before tax season even started. The government shutdown made it worse. It expected to process 1.5 million returns by January 24th, but it didn't accept online returns until the 28th. The government shutdown meant a bare-bones staff, which also put the agency behind. And some experts say you can expect to wait about an extra week.
Well, right now, one of the fastest growing jobs in southern Nevada is truck driving.
That's right. According to ZipRecruiter, the number of truck driving job postings rose by 37% between 2017 and 2018. 13 Action News anchor Jackie Kostick visited a local driving school to see how they're helping meet with this demand.
If you look around, everything that we have, everything we do, everything that we have on, clothes, house, food, everything, it's trucks. It's brought in trucks. You know, everything but the air we breathe.
Trucks don't quite transport everything but the air we breathe, but according to the American Trucking Association, more than 70% of freight in the U.S. moves by trucks. Instructor Robert Foreman says with baby boomers retiring, the demand for drivers here in southern Nevada is constantly growing.
Some of your bigger companies, Swift, Warner, Knight Transportation, those are your bigger companies. They've been around for 30 plus years, and those are the companies that are looking for drivers because a lot of their drivers are leaving.
Now in 4 weeks' time, a typical driving course will take you from learning how to drive the truck all the way to passing your DMV course. And schools like RTDS, well, they're seeing so much demand right now, they're actually expanding. More than 2 decades ago, Jay Bell was looking for a career change.
I decided, let's try this out. I haven't been unemployed since I've been in trucking.
And after crisscrossing the country several times over, Bell is now teaching the new crop of drivers at RTDS Driving School.
People come in that have never driven a truck before in their life. They never handled a manual transmission before in their life. And we basically starting from scratch.
In the years he's been teaching, Bell says not a single student has failed the DMV test, but he admits it takes a certain kind of person to drive a truck.
People might tell you they would get bored. Some people would get lonesome. Me, I enjoyed it. It's like a paid vacation.
Nairman is in day 1 at RTDS, and he says he's eager to learn.
Trucks are my, how can I say, passion.
For Nairman, a career in truck driving meant passion meeting opportunity.
I love trucks, and I think it's good opportunities to make some better life for your family.
Jackie Kostick, 13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas.
Well, Super Bowl betting in Las Vegas was down this year, but don't feel too bad for the sports books. They still came out ahead.
Yeah, the house always wins, right? Well, now this is the first year, though, that sports betting, of course, now has been legalized in several other states. So, to that effect, Nevada saw $12.6 million less wagered on this year's Super Bowl compared to 2018. But on the positive side for the sports books here in Nevada, the state took in an 8-figure win on Super Bowl Sunday. The Gaming Control Board telling us that these casinos, they saw more than $10.7 million being made off of people betting on the big game. Yeah, still doing okay.
Always wins, yep. Okay, so new tonight, we've heard this before, right? But now ABC is making it official. There will be no host at the Oscars this year.
Yeah, it turns out the last time the Oscars went without a host was in 1989.
Wow.
Remember that year? Okay, well, instead this year there will be a diverse array of presenters. So they include Whoopi Goldberg, Tessa Thompson, and Jennifer Lopez. And you could watch the Oscars right here on Channel 13 on February 24th. It's going to be a big night no matter what. All right, well, you've probably noticed our new slogan, 13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas. So what does it mean? Well, we are partnering with the community to make Las Vegas an even better place to live.
That's right. We are working to get to the heart of problems and provide solutions. We're also celebrating people and events that inspire the community. We are committed to going beyond the headlines and show you how to make a difference. And that is elevating Las Vegas.
Well, tonight we are putting CBD skincare to the test.
Sensitive skin, so I needed something as gentle as possible but effective.
So here's the question, could this craze really work for you? Find out in our special report.
Plus, is one major drugstore chain verifying your age or gathering up your data? New tonight, one customer claims it's a complete invasion of privacy. Stay with us.
In tonight's Financial Focus, the Dow is up 172 points, NASDAQ up 54, the S&P 500 is up 13, And in local gaming, Boyd is up 2%, Caesars up almost 1%, MGM down 0.14%. Las Vegas Sands and Red Rock Resorts up almost 1%, and Wynn up 2%. Well, now to our special report. There are countless products that claim to help your skin, but one in particular is getting a lot of attention.
That's right. We are talking about CBD-infused products, but the question is, do they really work? Well, tonight, 13 Action News anchor Yasmin Hassan is giving you a look at the new fad.
Right now, there are products on shelves that claim to help everything from acne to inflammation to even stress. But we wanted to know, are people actually seeing results?
And there is an old Arab proverb that says, he who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything.
But the modern medical world relies on much more than just hope. It requires research and science. And the new kid on the block, CBD-infused products, has little of either.
For a while, nobody wanted to do these studies because it was illegal, and technically still is at the national level. And it takes time and energy and resources, and nobody really wanted to put that through that.
In 2015, the FDA eased the requirements to allow research on CBD. Now, despite the limited time to study products, companies have already started making some pretty bold claims. The first one, CBD products can help you relax.
Stress, anxiety, everybody has it. Now we're able to get relief from stress and anxiety through the blood from a topical.
Yes, you can absorb things through your skin and into your bloodstream. But not everything that penetrates the skin will be absorbed. And most of the products contain multiple ingredients.
Does this relax your skin? You put it in with 5 other compounds, you don't know which compound might be the active ingredient or the one doing the magic.
The next claim, CBD can help with acne.
The CBD, it helps to reduce the inflammation, so therefore it helps with the acne, inflammation, and all of the blemishes that cause acne.
The esthetician we spoke to says that can be true for some patients, but it's not for severe cases. Still, for people looking to avoid chemicals, it could be a good option.
I have sensitive skin, so I needed something as gentle as possible but effective.
One more similar claim, CBD helps with inflammation in general.
We talk about decreasing inflammation with things like ibuprofen and aspirin and Tylenol and that kind of thing. Okay, so that's been around for a long, long time.
Now, there's another potential option.
CBD's job is to bring down inflammation, so we're actually seeing a lot of results from patients.
The big hurdle for some, cannabis. It comes from the plant that carried a stoner stigma for so long. But if you can clear that,
having medicine come from nature is not anything new. Aspirin originally came from the bark of a willow tree.
When it comes down to it, CBD could work for you. But as of right now, there's just not enough scientific research to say that for sure.
To go ahead and make a claim on the bottle of, oh, we put this in here and therefore it'll calm things down, again, scientifically that's hard. Now, it may be true, but again, you want to go ahead and get a scientific standard in there to actually make that claim. And the thing is everybody is so individual anyways that one medicine may work for one patient and may not work for another.
Yasmin Hassan, 13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas.
New tonight is a major drugstore chain verifying your age or gathering data. Well, this video taken by our Scripps station in Fort Myers, Florida, showing a 75-year-old man being carded while trying to buy cigarettes at Walgreens. What's different at Walgreens, though, their policy requires cashiers to scan the back of your license.
The only reason for scanning that information is to gather the information that is contained beyond age, whether or not you're a fisherman, for example, or a boater. Have you ever been a sexual offender? That information is going to be on there. Are you a safe driver? That's going to be included in there.
Well, a spokesperson for Walgreens says they only scan barcodes to verify your age and that the store never sells the information. The only way to be sure your information isn't collected anywhere you shop is to stop the transaction and refuse to hand over your license.
Well, also new tonight, doctors we know can measure your heart rate, your waist size, and also your blood cells. But until now, there was one thing doctors couldn't measure.
That's right. Nicole Vowell takes you to Children's National Hospital to show you a new device being tested that will be able to measure pain.
Doesn't feel too bad, right? This is a weekly routine for 17-year-old Sarah Taylor.
She feels along for trigger spots and puts in needles there.
Diagnosed with arthritis at 18 months old, Taylor also suffers from fibromyalgia, a chronic pain disease.
They're all still in your forehead.
but finds some relief through acupuncture.
I also rely on medication, but this is also a good way to just kind of keep it under control as well.
When Taylor was younger, she realized one of the biggest challenges she had was expressing her level of pain to her doctors.
It's difficult. It's difficult to explain what the pain. They can't feel the pain, they can't see the pain.
It's for that very reason that Dr. Julia Finkel of Children's Hospital in Washington, D.C. came up with this device.
Pick a spot on the wall and just keep looking there. The pupil reflects what's going on in the pain centers of the brain. The Algometrics device is a handheld technology that images the pupil responses. This is a pupillary light reflex.
Using a photo of the pupil, the data collected in the Algometrics device can literally measure pain. It also tells doctors if certain pain medications are working or not.
And that's part of the uniqueness of this device, because we can now look at a patient and determine which drug or what kind of pain treatment makes the most sense.
Right now it's being tested in clinical trials, but Dr. Finkel is hoping her creation can not only help in pediatrics, but also in curbing the opioid crisis in America.
If without an objective measure of pain, it's difficult to prescribe appropriately and in the right amount. And so with an objective measure, we're able to provide this precise and personalized application of pain medications, which prevents the misuse or overprescribing of opioids.
She just really gave me my life back.
And for those like Taylor, who find her pain hard to describe,
so I'm going to have you look again at the wall.
Her wish is that someday this device becomes a tool for all doctors to use everywhere.
This device could be so helpful for so many people, and I'm really glad that she's made it.
I'm Nicole Vowell reporting.
Now, 13 First Alert weather.
I'm 13 First Alert meteorologist Dan Bronis. It was a cool day, but it was even cooler than what these numbers look like. These highs happened around midnight. The high in the afternoon was only in the 40s, so a nice cool day around southern Nevada, and we got a couple more of those to deal with before we start warming up. Right now we're at 46 degrees, 32 already. Indian Springs, yeah, cold front's moving through. You can tell where it is, in between Vegas and Indian Springs right now. We're going to watch these numbers drop over the next several hours, and yes, we're going to be talking about some temperatures in the valley below freezing tonight. All right, so the radar showing you a little bit of snow in some areas still across southern Nevada, and all that rain and snow mostly back in Arizona right now. Futurecast showing you that we could see some flurries here and there in the mountains. A very, very small chance some of that working its way through the valley, but if we do see anything, it will be some flurries. We're not talking about rain. Temperatures are cold enough just above us that won't have time to melt into rain. All right, so by tomorrow morning, mostly clear skies as we go through your Wednesday. A lot of sunshine. Bad news is temperatures are going to be cool and the winds are still going to be a little bit breezy. Tonight, there's your lows. 36 degrees Las Vegas, 30 in Anthem, 2 degrees below that freezing point, 34 North Las Vegas, Centennial Hills. A nice cold start waking up to your Wednesday. Highs tomorrow in the upper 40s expected, but the sun will be out. There's the silver lining for your Wednesday's forecast. A little cold on Mount Charleston though, 29 degrees, that's it. Looking ahead to the weekend, things start to change a little bit. High pressure wants to build in. It's not going to do a great job. Temperatures are going to remain below average, but we are going to warm up a little bit. 58 degrees both Saturday, Sunday. Some clouds start to push through Saturday. Mostly sunny on Sunday, not too bad there. We're watching possibility of rain moving in. I took it out of the forecast. Doesn't look too likely. Well, it could change, still a couple days away. It's just the next few days. We're talking about highs in the 40s. Overnight lows get even colder Thursday morning. Few areas around town probably going to drop into the mid-20s Thursday and Friday morning. The airport probably sitting just at that freezing point. Yeah, we start to warm up Friday, but still 53 degrees, well below average this time of year. And one thing missing in this 7-day forecast, the 60s, guys. None of those to talk about.
And the bright sun.
How quickly we got spoiled.
Yeah, we sure did. We got slapped in the face,
Yes,
didn't
we did. Yes, we did.
Well, still ahead, dads strutting their stuff for a good cause.
All right, we're going to show you some of their skills coming up next. Well, coming up later in tonight's ABC primetime lineup at 9 o'clock, it is American Housewife. At 9:30, The Kids Are All Right. At 10, it is 2020. Then it's 13 Action News live at 11. Well, finally tonight, a Dancing Dads ballet becomes a viral sensation.
That's right. Check it out. Looks more like a comedy skit,
Yeah.
huh? Well, these dads are strutting their stuff at a school in Poland, looking the part in their matching tutus here. They show off their skills, including leaps, leg kicks, and unique combinations, as you can see there. The group spent a month rehearsing to put on this performance for a charity event at the school. So it's all for fun and for a great cause.
Those dads showed some courage
They sure
in those
did.
tutus.
All right, that does it for us. For now, we'll see you back here at 11 o'clock. Take care.
All right, see you soon.